Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Mystic, and we outside with it today. Now, I told y'all I've been wanting to do more outdoor activities with y'all, but the only thing that was holding me back was y'all wasn't gonna be able to hear me. But can you hear me now? Can you hear me clear? Because I got one of those noise canceling mics, so I'm excited to use it, see how it goes today, and hopefully it goes well. Today we are at the lake and we're just gonna go on a hot girl walk. I got some things that I want to talk about, and I'm just gonna run my mouth and yap. So let's just go ahead and do that. All right, so we're mic'd up. We got our weight on. This is only like a 4 pound vest. I had got it on sale at Walmart, I think. And then I just carry, a little fanny pack, so I keep my stuff in there that I need, my keys and what else I need, because I like to be hands free. Sometimes I will mess around and I'll bring my water bottle, but I'm already carrying you today, and that's enough as is. So it's gonna have to stay in the car and wait. I think I'm only gonna do like 2 or 3 miles today. I'm okay with it. Yeah. All right. The watch is started. Hopefully y'all can hear me. If not, I'm going to be severely disappointed when I make it back home to review said footage. Okay. So this is one of my favorite lakes here in the city. It is called Lake Hefner. It stretches pretty far, and there are several different like trails that weave in and out, several different entrances. I can't remember the mile span. I'll have to look into that and tell y'all what the mile span is, but it's pretty long. I've been to several different entrances, and I think this one I like a little bit more because again it's closer to the trails. Off the other trails, there's restaurants, there's a little cute lighthouse, um, there's like children's parks at some of the entrances. So I usually mainly come for the walking. I've taken some kids to the park before, and I've tried some of the restaurants, but this area right here serves my purpose better. But enough about the trail. What are we going to talk about on the hot girl walk today? Let's see what it is that I want to do. Hello. So I think for today's topic, I was toggling between two different topics. One was like in general, and one was like personal life. So the first topic that I was toggling with was just like, how do you regain your focus? I feel like that's a very normal thing to like get off track or fall off the wagon on certain goals and things that you're trying to do. But as long as you get back on. But what does it look like to get back on? So I could talk about what I do because I am in a season right now of refocusing, if you can't tell. Or I can go into the topic of what are things that you feel like you would want to change about yourself as far as like personal traits go. And I think that's what I'm going to go with today. And maybe later we can talk about refocusing if you're interested in wanting to have a conversation about refocusing. Please let me know. And I can obviously give you that video If y'all want to vote on that, maybe I could give that to y'all next week or whenever it is that y'all see fit, if you're interested in like learning or gaining tips about refocusing or picking each other's brains and seeing, what we do different or what we do the same. I don't mind sharing mine. I enjoy having like self growth and personal growth type of conversations. But anyways, as far as today's topic goes, what are things you wish you could change about yourself as far as, your traits and personalities go? I think I'm at this point in life of like, there's traits I absolutely love about myself, traits that I can't stand about myself, and traits that are good for me to have, but I don't always feel the best about having them. Like, for example, if you're into signs, you'll understand what I'm saying, especially if you know anything about Capricorns and things of that nature. But if you're not into signs, it's probably going to annoy you, because I know that conversation, that talk about signs usually annoys the hell out of people. And I'm sorry to be annoying, but I think it's very interesting, the whole thing with signs and stuff, whether you're into it or whether you're not into it. Like, sometimes there is like science rooted behind it. I don't know. It's really interesting to me as a person that's into like mental puzzles and things of that nature. I always feel like zodiac signs and discovering things about them and how they move and how they work, and it always provides some type of mental testing for me, and I'm okay with that. I like that. So if you don't know anything about Capricorns, one of our traits is we are very meticulous. We can be very anal. We like things done in a very certain particular way, and we don't really care for people to deviate from that way. We've tested all the ways in our head that we feel like it works. We feel like it's the smarter way to do it the way that we are wanting. We feel like it's the faster way to do it the way that we are wanting. So, one of those things about you can't control others and things of that nature. Hello. Like, if you are asking someone to help you with the task, you are giving the reins over to them. You cannot dictate how they choose to do something. Would you have done it a different way? Probably. But when you give that task to somebody else to do, that is up to them and to their own interpretation. So again, Capricorns like to be anal. In a way, it is as if we are expecting you to read our minds. And even though we are fully aware that you'll probably come up with your own interpretation, we would much rather you read our mind, step into our bodies, and do it the way that we would probably do it. Because in our eyes, how we want to do it, it's being done perfectly. So sometimes it could be slightly annoying if someone doesn't do it in our way. It upsets us at times. It upsets us 10 times more, especially if we have given you the task and it didn't go well. Because in our head, when we tested out doing the task, we got from point A to Z perfectly. But somehow when we gave you the task, you couldn't even get the point C, let alone Z. So don't let you not even be good at doing it your way. Now we're really annoyed. We're already annoyed that you didn't do it how we wanted you to do it. But now you done effed it up. Now we're 10 times more annoyed. Hello. So again, when I think of traits that maybe can be good for me, but also they could be hindering me as well, that's definitely one of them. Because I don't want to be upset with you because you figured out how to solve a problem on your own. You just didn't do it my way. Maybe you cut a couple corners. Maybe you took longer than expected, but you still got the job done. So what is there for me to be upset if you did what I needed you to do? I don't want to feel like I'm overbearing. I don't want to feel like I'm controlling you. I want you to live how you want to live, and you do things how you want to do things. And I want to be supportive of that. I just want it to be effective and conducive to us. But again, I can't control your realm of things, your side of things. Of course, I can make suggestions. Like if I don't feel like you're thinking of something to the best of your ability, of course, I'm not going to just have you looking crazy, you looking stupid. There have been times where I've tried to like gently correct people. Well, have you thought about doing it like this? And they're like, wow, I didn't think about doing it that way. That sounds so much better. That sounds so much easier. So sometimes I'll lend a helping hand like that. But if we've had that conversation and I've told you my views on it, your side of it, and you still say, but I still want to do it how I want to do it, you should have that right to do it. So that's definitely one of the traits that I'm just like, I enjoy it, but I feel like I can live without it. I feel like it hinders me at times. Another trait that I feel like is good for you to have, but I also feel like is a hindrance as well, is being understanding. And that one bites me in the behind in relationships to no end. Number one, it sucks because I'm usually more understanding to my partners, their needs and their wants, versus them being understanding to me. Like if someone messes up with me and hurts my feelings, yes, I am upset. Yes, I have real emotions tied to it. Like, yes, it maybe made me sad. Yes, it maybe made me mad. But I don't stay in that headspace for a long time because I'm like, okay, let's jump into action mode. And the first step in action mode for me is understanding why you even did something like that to begin with. I think perception is like everything, because you and the person standing next to you will not always see the world in the same way. Y'all are different people, have different lives, different personalities, different experiences. So why that might be a terrible thing to me, that could have been an okay thing to you. That could have been a thing that you didn't see any harm in. So I want to understand somebody's thought process as to why'd you make that decision? Like what made you pick to do that? Like, did you not see at all that that type of action could have hurt my feelings? Did you see it and not care? Did you see it and truly believe that I would be okay with it? What was it that made you pick such a thing? So, as much as I enjoy being understanding and trying to get to the root of the issue and understand where we got off track in the misunderstanding so that we can come to a common ground and not have to deal with such a problem again, it also feels like a sacrifice. It feels like a constant sacrifice because, in a way, it feels to me like I have to keep accepting you hurting my feelings. You are a person that needs a lot of trial and error. So I'm intentionally or willingly setting myself up to get hurt, to get damaged, just for you to learn and understand me. If being an emotionally intelligent person is not something that you're used to, where you've never had to jump out of your box and not be so selfish and you have to think of others and consider others, if that's not something that you're used to, and you're genuinely in a space that you want to be able to do that for somebody and give that to somebody, and I say, you know what, let me try to help to the best of my ability, I'm sacrificing myself. I'm sacrificing my feelings. I'm letting myself be the guinea pig and letting you be able to gain a skill off my back. I'm accepting the pain that comes with you because I'm being understanding to you and your situation. And I wish it was one of those things that I could turn off, because sometimes I don't want to be so understanding. Who wants to willingly, first off, who wants to keep getting their feelings hurt? Secondly, who wants to willingly keep getting their feelings hurt? I know that's a kink and all of people wanting to, you know, be humiliated and in pain mentally and physically and torture and all the things. But a person without that kink, that's not a normal thing that you want to feel. You don't want to feel sadness all the time. You don't want to keep feeling hurt. You don't want to keep feeling pain. So being understanding brings a lot of that, especially in my life. I feel like I deal with a lot of women that are just getting to the point of, I want to have a real commitment, versus they've had a real commitment before. And it doesn't matter how old the woman. I dated a woman in her 40s. For 20 years, she has dated women. But she truly just had sexual relationships with women. They wasn't living together. They wasn't loyal to each other. They wasn't committed to each other. She didn't have to think about that lady's feelings. She didn't have to run nothing by that lady. She didn't have to communicate with that lady frequently. They just did what they did when they did it, and that was enough for them. So then when she got to the point of wanting to be with me, and she's seeing I'm not on that type of time. I want real loyalty. I want real commitment. I want real effective communication. Either you're going to give that to me, or you're going to have to get out the way. And there's no way around that. It's like, okay, let me get serious. I do want to learn. And it was such a struggle. But again, I'm understanding too, you've never done this. Even for people who can master skills in a day, every day that you do the skill, you're still getting better at the skill. So just imagine somebody who has no understanding of it, no knowledge of it, no know-how, trying to master something that they were supposed to learn, quote unquote, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Not a mama, not a daddy, not an uncle, not a brother, not an auntie, not a granny, not a sister, not a brother. Nobody taught you. And here you are starting from scratch. So I'm understanding to that. And that's okay. You're allowed to start life whenever it is. Your path, your journey is having you start life. But as understanding as I am, it comes with a lot of sacrifice. It comes with a lot of hurt. And at this point in my life, I kind of want to break from hurt. I kind of want to break from pain. I want to be able to be with somebody where we're on the same page, where there's alignment, where miscommunication doesn't start these big arguments, where it doesn't create these huge distances, where we're having a breakup every week, where it's good for 2 days and the next 5 days it's terrible. Like, I hate to say it, but I want something easier. And I understand that, like, relationships are not this easy thing. But I've said this before, like in talking to friends and talking in therapy and stuff. I understand that relationships are work. But I refuse to believe that with your person, your right one, it's supposed to be this hard. I just refuse to believe it's meant to be this hard. Here's the lake behind me. I just refuse to believe that it would be this hard. If I truly was with a woman who did not want to be passive aggressive in communication, if I was truly with a woman who did not believe in doing things behind my back and would come to me and talk to me truthfully and transparently and honestly, I truly believe if I was with a woman where I was attracted to inside and out, and they were attracted to me inside and out, I truly believe that if I was with a woman that considered me and every move that she made as I did for her, I truly believe if I was with a woman who saw my worth and my value the first time and didn't have to F up with me 52 times before she was able to finally get it right, I truly believe if I was with a woman who was intentional and took the time to learn me and let me learn her. Hello. I truly believe if I was with an understanding, patient woman who gave me the same reciprocity as I gave her, it would not be this hard. Love would not be this hard. Love would not come with this much pain and sadness and sorrow that I have experienced in these wonderful 30 years of life. That is what I believe. So again, I enjoy being understanding, but it also gets me hurt by people. Another trait that I would definitely change would be, again, patience. Patience falls in line with the same thing as being understanding. I have to be patient with you constantly hurting me, not being the kindest to me, not saying the right things all the time, not always thinking of me. I have to be patient of the fact that you're new here. You're 30 years old, you're so and so years old, but essentially you're new here. You're new on this earth. I have to accept that. I have to have patience with that. Hello. I have to be patient with you. I have to be understanding to you. And that patience can sometimes be hurtful. Patience is a virtue. Of course, that's what they say. It's a virtue, correct? It's important, correct? You want to go do something fun for the day. You want to go to an amusement park. You have to be patient in line as you wait your turn. It's hot outside. You're ready to have some fun, but there's 80 people in front of you. You have to have patience to get to the good stuff, the fun stuff on the other side. You want to be this independent adult, but you don't have a car, you don't have a license, you don't have your own apartment. So what do you have to do? You have to save money to be able to acquire those things. That requires patience. You're not going to get a down payment for a car in one paycheck. You might not get a down payment for a new apartment in one paycheck. It requires patience to have the type of life that you want to have. Now, I know that might be a word for somebody. And again, I have said patience, but I think my issue is for the patience that I give people, I don't believe I've been receiving any payout. I don't feel like I've received any payout for my patience. It wouldn't feel like this hurtful thing, this thing that's hindering me, this thing that I want to stop doing, if I finally got to the other end of the rainbow and got the good stuff that came with being patient. Like, you know what? I was patient with my person. I'm teaching her how to love me. And now she's loving me exactly how it is that I asked, exactly how it is that I want, exactly how it is that I need. It never turns into that for me. I've given all of this patience and I still leave with nothing. And on top of leaving with nothing, on top of you didn't become this better person, on top of I didn't get what I wanted or needed at the end from you, I have now received damage from you. I have now been hurt beyond measure. So you just left me with heartache. I gave all of me. I sacrificed myself. I put everything into you. And I leave with nothing but more baggage. Now, where is that fair at? Because not around here. It's not fair around me. So I'm confused. So I want to be patient. I want to give you that time. I want to give you that special treatment, that love, that dedication. I want to give that to you, baby. But only if you're going to be better to me than you ever been in the end. And it don't be that. It barely be progress, minor progress, if any progress at all. 9 times out of 10, there ain't even no progress. Okay, that's cool, I guess. But let's switch to a different track. What else would I say as far as things that I would want to change about myself? I think I would want to change how hard I am on myself. I feel like we already process things so much harder internally, but it's like we're 10 times worse when it is us. It is almost as if I have to keep constantly reminding myself, yes, you are an adult. Yes, you have common sense. Yes, you have know-how. Yes, you can understand things. Yes, your comprehension is at an average rate. But you are still human. You are not designed to be perfect. You are not designed to be without flaw. You are not designed to not endure some type of error. So it is okay to make mistakes. But it don't be feeling like it's okay to make mistakes. Especially if you really wanted something. You really needed to do something. Like in college, there was a test that I needed to take to get certified to be a teacher. And I failed, baby. I absolutely failed that test. I didn't fail it like super bad. I wasn't that many points behind, but I failed. And I felt so distraught. But in reality, I know that I wasn't supposed to do good on that test. I did not truly study for that test. My heart was not in that test. My mind was not in that test. It was my senior year of college. I was just ready to be out of college at that point. At that point, I no longer even wanted to be in that career path anymore. But I just really wanted my degree at that point. I was tired of being in school. Tired of doing the back and forth. And it showed in that test because I failed. So another trait that I would like to change about myself would be like how I regulate my emotions. And oddly enough, that was something that I had worked on in therapy previously. But again, like how I started off the video talking about that other topic about refocusing and falling off the wagon and restarting again. There are times where I'm healed from things. I've learned a skill and I've mastered a skill. And then I'm met with new people that bring such toxic traits out of me. My thing is, you feel that you are healed. You feel at the best in isolation. Can't nobody shake you, waver you, make you change your mind on anything when you are in isolation. But the moment you pull yourself out of that isolation period and you're dealing with people, whether friends, platonic relationships, romantic relationships, family, it has a way of like kicking up the dirt and making you see maybe I'm not that healed from it, or maybe I need to go back to the drawing board. And I think for me, that's where I'm at. I need to relearn how to regulate my emotions. I used to be a person when it came to being sad or being mad, it would have to be this explosive thing, this big thing. I would act off of impulse. And I learned over time and with therapy and just doing personal work and growth of like not having such big blow ups. Not to say that I don't blow up, because again, I'm human. I make mistakes. I have errors. If somebody has been hurting my feelings for 30 days and 30 nights straight, I've advocated for myself. I've spoken up for myself. I've told you my feelings inside and out. I got to the place where I was super vulnerable with you. I asked you. Got to the point where I pleaded and I begged you to stop doing these certain actions that hurt my feelings, and you continue to do it for 30 days and 30 nights straight. As much as the healed response in me loves to be like, just leave this person alone. They don't value you. They don't value your feelings. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to put up with that. Just leave them alone. Step away from them. Distance yourselves from them. As much as that would be the healed response, do I always act off the healed response? I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I do. Some days I got it and some days I don't. And again, it just takes the right person bringing it out of you. Sometimes I don't respond in a healed way at all. Actually, I feel like cussing you out. Actually, I feel like hurting your feelings a little bit and reading you for filth. Did it change my feelings? Did it change you hurting my feelings? Absolutely not. But it felt good in the moment. But the thing about things feeling good in the moment, especially things you don't think all the way through, or things that you know have a negative connotation to it, it's eventually not going to feel good. After I have read a person for filth, cussed them out, I then start to feel bad. And not bad in the way of like, dang, they didn't deserve that. Because they did. They absolutely did. If you hurt me for 30 days and 30 nights with no care in the world, you absolutely deserve what I gave to you. And probably what I gave to you wasn't even enough. But I feel bad in the sense of like, dang, Mystic, you have overcome that. You've dealt with that before. You've responded better before. You didn't have to put that type of energy in. You didn't have to become this person that you know you don't enjoy being. So I would say I'm getting back to that person that's not super regulated. Where I feel like I have to wrong your sins. I have to get you back. I have to say my piece before I go. I have to be mean so you can really understand what's going on around here, and I bet you would never do it again. I've turned back into her, and I don't want to be her. If it is meant to have an end, I want it to be peaceful. I don't want these long, chaotic, drawn out breakups anymore. You don't want me. Okay. You're settling for me. Okay. You don't love me. Okay. What else do you want from me in this conversation? What are you trying to get out of this conversation for 3 more days? And why are we doing the back and forth for months and months at a time when you made your stance clear on you don't want me? Let's just leave each other alone. Can we leave each other alone? So, of course, again, as much as Capricorns love control, I'm very cognizant of the fact that I cannot control others. I can only control myself. And maybe, even being at my best self, it still might not be a smooth transition. But I can do what I can do on my end. So those are just, some of the things that I wish that I can change about myself. Like, I feel like for the most part, I'm a pretty self-aware individual. There's not too many things that people tell me about myself that I haven't heard before, or that I already didn't know about myself. There's never really, at this point in my 30 years, something new that someone has said to me in regards to like my personality traits, how I react to things, my emotions, my actions, my feelings. It's usually not new to me. But I will say again, even with being self-aware, even though you're self-aware, sometimes you can get to the point of you've been dealing with yourself for so long that it's hard for you to hear how others are feeling about you and what they're really saying. It's hard not to always take things so personal. But there are times where, again, even though I'm self-aware and I've heard somebody say something before, it always is interesting to me when I'm dealing with a new person and they'll say something to me that a person three years ago said to me. Again, people will say you're hard to impress and things of that nature because I have such high expectations. And you know what? I really want to go into a tangent rant about that, but we could save that for another episode because I'm just going to start it off here. I can't stand people telling me that I have high expectations. Why can I not stand it? Because in the reality, In the grand scheme of things, these are not high expectations. These are normal, regular, everyday expectations that I am asking for from a partner that you should be able to provide if you are grown, if you are understanding, if you have emotional intelligence, if you are a decent human being to your core. You should be able to provide things that I'm asking. I'm not asking for the moon. I'm not asking for the stars. I'm not asking for you to sell your soul. I'm not asking for you to be perfect. I'm asking for you. Excuse me. I'm not asking for the moon. I'm not asking for the stars. I'm not asking for you to be perfect. I'm asking for when you are upset with me, let me know what you're upset about. Don't make me play Blues Clues. Don't be mean to me till I figure it out. Don't be passive aggressive towards me. Don't say it in a way where you gotta hurt my feelings and bash me. Don't yell at me about it. Don't curse me out about it. Tell me what's wrong. I'm asking you if there are things that you don't like, things you don't want to deal with, and I'm just not aware that that's your feelings because you're hiding it so well. I'm asking for you to be transparent with me. Be honest with me. I'm asking for if we made plans and you are no longer interested in doing those plans, if you need to cancel, to communicate that to me. I'm asking for if you are thinking about cheating on me, to consider my feelings and just properly cut me off and let me go instead of being somewhere that you have no real interest in being in. These are the type of things that I'm asking for. I'm asking my partner who quote unquote loves me. I mean everything to them. They don't want to mess this up. They want to be with me forever, to be committed, to be understanding, to be loyal, to be honest, to be transparent, patient, all of the things that again come with you just being a decent human being, you being a being that has emotional intelligence. I'm asking you to consider me. If building a life with me and having a life with me is truly what you want, for you to do those things, to do it. Hello. For you to truly do those things and stand on it 10 toes down. And the moment you never want to do those things with me again, to say that. Those are things I'm asking for. But that is high standards to y'all. Again, we're gonna have a conversation about high standards on another episode. But that's where I'm gonna drop that and leave that at. And now that has made me say, okay, that's another skill that I wish that I didn't master or use so often. I am constantly considering my partner's feelings. And that is a beautiful trait to have, an amazing trait to have. I love being considerate. I love someone feeling like they are valued by me, important to me. They feel liked and cared about and wanted. I want to give you that feeling, but I also want it back. So it sucks that my person knows that they're going to be busy all day at work and not say a single word to me till bedtime. Hey, thought about you today. Hope you had a good day. Good night. You didn't want to tell me good morning. You didn't want to tell me you had anything going on. I didn't know that you had a busy day at work. It just felt like my person wanted nothing to do with me. My anxiety is running high. I'm toggling between, does she like me anymore? Does she want me anymore? And toggling between, is she okay? Is she safe? Did something happen to her today? Did she even make it to work? Is she sick? Is she laid up in a hospital bed? Is she dead somewhere? I've been running through those emotions since the moment that I woke up, and I haven't heard nothing from you. And here it is, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, and you're texting me for the first time, telling me good morning. No, you're texting me for the first time, telling me good night and you hope that I had a good day. Where's the consideration in that? Hello. Where's the consideration in that? When I'm making plans with friends or for work or different functions, I'm thinking to myself, how will this affect my woman's day? Do I really want to go to the mall at 2 with my girlfriends, just to lollygag and not do nothing? Or do I want to be with my woman, spending quality time, making her breakfast, rubbing her back? I have to go to this event at work, but I know that my woman gets home at a certain time. I want to make sure I'm still there as she is home from work. She has food at the table, so I'm planning my time accordingly. I'm promptly leaving this event at work and making sure I'm still en route to the house, and I'm still communicating with her. Hey, I'm going to be a little late, or hey, I just left. Is there something specific you want for dinner? I'm considering you. I'm considering my person at every turn. Even when I'm not with somebody, I'm considering the future love of my life. I attempt to take care of my health inside and out because, yes, I want to be all that I can be for me, but I want to be all that I can be for my woman too. I want to have a healthy life. I want to have a whole life, a full life. And I want to do my part to make sure that I can have the life that I want and enjoy, and as well as someone else can profit from that. And I want my woman to be thinking the same way. I'm considering somebody that isn't even there. I am going to therapy constantly and showing up, even when it hurts, even when I don't have nothing to say, even when I'm scared, lost, confused. I'm still going and I'm showing up because I want to be healed. I want to feel good in the morning. I want to feel good when I go to sleep at night. But I also know that I don't want to cause damage to somebody that I say that I love. I don't want to hurt my wife because I had a bad day. I don't want to hurt my wife because people before me have hurt me. I want to be good to her and I want her to be good to me. So I'm doing all the steps now that I can so that I can make it possible to the best of my abilities to give her a good life, a happy life with me. I'm considering somebody that's not even here. Where is she? Where is my wife? Do you know where she is? Do you know who she is? Have you seen her? I'm about to start putting up missing posters, wanted posters. If you see this lady, dial this number right now. If you see this lady in the streets, tell her her family misses her. It's come home. I have no clue who this woman is, when I'll have her, when she will finally be mine. But I'm doing what I can for her, for that day, and for myself. Because I'm a firm believer in the changes that you want to make about yourself have to benefit you first. Yes, it is wonderful to consider each other, but there are still things that you need to do to tend to yourself. Not necessarily being selfish, but yes, in a way being selfish, but in a good selfish, a healthy selfish. If you are going to therapy to fix yourself, but you are just going for the results to be able to make somebody else happy, it's not going to stick. It's not going to stay. You didn't want the change for you. You wanted to appease somebody else. So you're just going through the steps. You're checking the box. I went to therapy today. That'll make my girlfriend happy. That'll make my wife happy. But in reality, it's not making you happy. You slowly resenting it. Maybe, your wall is coming down and eventually you grow to like it, but you're not doing it for you. So maybe you will grow tired of it in the moment that you feel like you've appeased that woman enough. All right, now I can stop. And next thing you know, you're back to square one and you're doing all the things that you quote unquote learned in therapy not to do. You didn't really learn not to do them because you wasn't present. You did it to check off a box. You did it to satisfy somebody else. A change that you are not making for yourself will not benefit you or anybody else in the end. Point blank period. So yes, I'm going to therapy to heal myself because I want to be good to somebody. But I'm going to therapy to heal myself for me. I don't want to be depressed all the time. I don't want anxiety filling my heart and my spirit all the time. I don't want to not know what to do when simple conflict is arising. I don't want my first coping mechanism to be hurt and despair and having to cry for the next 72 hours. That's not what I want for myself. I want peace and happiness and love within myself, within my heart, and I want to be full of it. So full of it that it's just foaming out of my body to where whoever is taking love from me, and not even taking, I'm freely giving it to you. Whoever I am able to share my love and my care with, you're not even taking it from me, baby. I freely gave it to you. I have so much of it to give. So if you was using me, if you just really needed it at that moment and you was just taking it and I just let you take from me, you didn't take it all. I still have so much and I'm going to continue to have so much. And there's nothing you can do about that. So I'm happy that you got what you needed. Happy that you got what you wanted. Happy that you was able to use me for the moment that you was able to use me. And don't worry about returning it back. Don't worry about giving it back. Don't worry about no sorries. Move along and go on about your business. I'm still happy. I still feel love within myself and I still care about myself. So it's cool that you didn't reciprocate it. It's cool that you didn't pour back in. It's cool that we never got to multiply it. That's fine. What I have is enough. And that's just how I feel about it. And just like that, we made it back to the parking lot. I hope you enjoyed the Hot Girl Walk Chronicles, the Hot Girl Topics. We'll try this again and again. I really hope this camera picked this up because it's going to really hurt my feelings if this mic did not work. You just don't understand. But we made it. Let me show you our stats. I did take a little, chillax on a bench, but we got our 3 miles in, baby. Love to see it. It's been real. I enjoyed talking to y'all as always, and see you next week.